Last night I was playing with Saint. We played off stream together for a few hours, right? And we were spamming some dungos and shit. And then we, like everyone else, we found out about this thing, and they need to fix this because this actually, out of everything, it bums me out a lot. I mean, they can fix it, but they got to change it before the launch of the game. So what we realized last night is we were watching, I think it was Max's stream. We saw them doing this dungeon, right? They were spamming it over and over and over again, right? Because when you do nightmare dungeons, you get XP, but you have to travel to each location, okay? You have to travel to each location. And you can do this solo or in a group. I did it solo for a while. And so you go to the location, like for example, let's say you get a nightmare dungeon, and the nightmare dungeon's like here on the map. Then if you want to do the next one, it could be over here, right? So you have to travel to town and then travel there, right? I love the nightmare dungeons, right? Because I like doing the harder difficulty ones. The higher difficulty ones are really fun, even though it takes longer. But the way the dungeon system works, the key system, the harder difficulty you do, the only benefit of doing one that's a higher difficulty is you get this thing called Glyph XP, which they nerfed last night. They did a bunch of fucking nerfs last night. Okay? And you level this up. But they nerfed the shit out of all of these. They nerfed like everything last night, right? Which I don't care. That's fine. I think it's good. So anyway, you do a nightmare dungeon. The higher difficulty you do, you don't get better gear for doing it. There's no benefit to doing a higher difficulty other than the Glyph XP. Okay? So you got to travel to these locations and you do them, and you're trying to get XP and gear, right? But it turns out, which is, I don't know how this wasn't figured out. I don't want to be a doomer because I'm enjoying it, but I'm still going to do that on the side. Like, that's what I want to do. But when you do normal dungeons, it doesn't matter if it's a nightmare dungeon or not. Depending on your world to difficulty, you literally get the same gear. So what people are doing is that you just spam normal dungeons. This one in particular, you spam it and you get a shitload of XP, but you get the same gear, and then you just log out and reset the dungeon. You just keep resetting the dungeon, and you get the same amount of XP. You get more XP, and you get more gear because you're clearing it faster. And that's what everyone that's racing, which is really fucking... They're like all doing that. I think that's what fucking Rob was doing. Vegito's doing it solo. You basically just go to this dungeon and you spam it and then you leave. Spam it and then you leave. And you get the same gear. Like, I've gotten all of my BIS legendaries are in my bank, and I've got it just from doing this. And they haven't nerfed this yet. I don't know. It's actually so annoying because now I feel stupid doing anything else, if that makes sense. Like, if I go off and like do my own thing, or I play with my friends and we do something a bit more challenging, you get less gear and you get less XP. You don't get any, make it, like he just got a fucking, look what he just got. He just got a 759, look what he just got. From doing a normal dungeon. It's just, because the gear drops the same everywhere. You can get it anywhere. He just got a fucking ancestral unique item. I was doing it with Saint last night. We were just spamming them over and over. I see BA doing it to 100. I don't give a fuck, dude. There's zero shot I can do this till 100. There's no way I'm doing it to 100. I would lose my mind. But I was, and the thing with the race is like all the groups are doing it, then you end up feeling like you have to do it. Doesn't your gear drop in relation to your current stats under RNG? The item level of your gear is based on the world tier. I feel like what they should do is either make it so dungeons don't scale, because that would help if they don't scale, so you don't get the XP. But you literally could just do this the whole way, get the same gear. Like, why would I do, I don't know. Like, I get way more gear. My inventory fills up every time full of, dude, look how many I got yesterday for just doing it a little bit. Where's my thing? You get more gold, everything. They have to do something. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not complaining. I just think I have 457 of these now. Look at all these aspects I got. You know, they got to do something. Like, they should do something. It reminds me of when TBC came out. I didn't like the dungeon spamming thing, but I feel dumb if I don't do it because I'm just not getting more gear. I'm like weaker if I don't do it. You know? But I'm still going to do some nightmare dungeons anyway. I'm still gonna do some nightmare dungeons anyway, because that's what I really like to do in the game. It's like my favorite part of the game, you know? I'm gonna switch my build and try to push some higher ones. I just like doing it with my friends. They're very fun. They are very fun when you're doing them with buddies, and you try to do like a really difficult one. It's fun, yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't BIS for everything, so that's what I think they should do. They should adjust how nightmare dungeons give you gear. That's a way to solve it. Or they can make it so that these dungeons don't scale and level, because they scale all the way to 100, right? Like the dungeon in this game, whenever you enter a piece of content, it scales with you. So there's two ways of solving it. The dungeons don't scale, so you kill the XP on it, and then they could just be a good way to get yellows, okay? Or you make it so nightmare dungeons, which I think is what they should do. The higher difficulty you do, the higher item level ratio it has. I feel like that would be really fun, because then I could try to push a really high one with my friends, because you have limited lives. You know, we tried doing a few yesterday, and I had a blast. It was me, Jimmy, Coxon, and Die Clowns. And we tried doing a, like, 23 when we were all 60, and it was, like, level 78 mobs with 4 lives. And we cleared 2, and it was very fun. I liked it a lot. And like I said, I don't care if it's a faster way to level, because then it's like, okay, like, whatever. Like, I'm not going to do it all the way. I just can't. Like, I'll lose my mind. You know what I mean? Fuck all that, right? But if it gives me better gear too, and I want to finish I can literally get my build done way faster, because you don't have to loot the legendaries. They all just go to your thing. Are you not looting the ancestrals? They go to your storage. You don't have to loot them either. Oh, the yellows? I have so many. I don't. What is your drive in softcore? Don't you get full 100 gear anyway, just by grinding enough? Is it min-max or a time trial thing? What do I get out of playing softcore? I'm just enjoying the game for what it is, and I'm just playing with some friends and people from chat. It's fun for me. I don't think D4. I don't think I'm gonna like. At least I have Kangle coming up, and I want to play BP2 this month, right? I don't want to grind all the way to like 100 min-max and then restart with the season, right? Because then I'll burn myself out. This is a game that it's a Diablo seasonal game, you know? You do the season, you know what I mean? Like, you do the season, you fuck around, you have some fun, and then you get your build going, and then you might end up like coming back for the next season, right? How does the farm work? You just kill first packs. You just clear this whole floor, and in each one of these, there's 2 mega packs. Like, look, an item just dropped, boys. Like, I don't have to do shit, right? Watch this. Okay? Again, if I'm, it goes to my storage. I'm just showing you for the sake of this. Hopefully I don't die. Right? This is a normal dungeon. Normal. This isn't a nightmare. And the nightmare wouldn't change anything. I just got 798 power fucking gloves. You know what I mean? That's my point. Like, normal dungeons should not drop insane gear. What's the point of them then? What is the point of a nightmare dungeon? I feel like the higher difficulty you do, the better juice you should get.